Allowing your feet to roll out to the outsides of your mat, away from the center of your body. Arms by your side. Begin to focus on your breath. So using your breath as a tool to quiet the mind, to bring yourself into the space on your mat, into your practice. So feeling each inhale, each exhale, getting longer than the last. Also noticing a small pause at the top and the bottom of each breath. Can you linger in this pause? Just beginning to feel 4 stages of each breath. Feeling an inhale, a small pause, an exhale, a small pause, and then continue to inhale. And keep your eyes closed if you'd like. Just slowly drawing your knees in toward your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins, grabbing opposite wrists or opposite elbows. Continue to connect with breath, just using that as a focus to stay on your mat. If you're feeling any tightness in the back, you could roll left and right, massaging your back. So rocking left and right, creating some space as the mat presses up in toward your mid-back. If your low back's feeling tight at all, you can circle the knees toward and away from your chest. So taking circles in one direction and then in the other direction. Just feeling the mat pressing up into your low back. If you're feeling tight in the hips, perhaps just maintaining the pose in stillness, breathing into the hips. So continuing with your Ujjayi breath. If your eyes are closed, you can open them. We're going to take happy babies. So soles of the feet up toward the ceiling. Grab the outsides of your feet. If that feels like a far reach, insides of feet or backs of thighs is also an option. Just taking a grip so that you can pull down into the legs and press the legs back into the hands. So using this strength through arms and legs to create some resistance, knees wider than torso. So wide that if you pulled your knees all the way down, they would touch the mat on either side of you. You could stay still, breathing into hips here, or you could again rock left and right, creating space in the back. Breathing all the way down the length of the spine, just feeling the tailbone soften and sink toward mat. So this might be more of an internal feeling than an external movement, but can you let go of tension from your low back, over time lengthening the spine. And then release the soles of the feet down to the mat. Take your right ankle over your left thigh, thread the needle. So take your right hand and thread it through the space between the legs to the back of your left thigh. And take your left hand to the outside of the left thigh, interlacing fingers and draw the legs close. Flex your right foot, engaging muscles of right leg. So if this is enough for you, you can stay here. Or you could bend right elbow, pressing right knee away from you as you draw left thigh closer. Keeping long through the back of the neck. Continuing to lengthen breath. Just notice if you begin to daydream, bring your attention back into this space, onto your mat, into your practice. So keep thread the needle legs, bring the left foot down to the mat, right ankle stays where it is. Arms come out into a T, shoulder height, extending out to either side. And we're just going to allow the legs to fall over to the left side, taking a spinal twist, gaze across right fingertips. 2 options, you could allow the right leg to just sink toward the wood, or you could ground into your right foot and press the right knee away from your torso. Again, continuing to open through the hip here, while you twist through the spine. And when we come back to center, and we'll switch sides. So ground your right foot down into the mat, left ankle across right thigh, thread the needle. Right hand comes between the legs to grab back of left thigh, or right thigh rather, and left hand comes through the legs. Interlace fingers and pull the thighs close. So again, that's right hand and left hand around the back of the right leg. If you'd like to feel more in this pose, you could bend left elbow into the left knee, pressing the left knee away from you, and pulling the legs closer. And keeping thread the needle legs, right foot comes down to the mat, arms come out into a T, extending them on either side of you, and allow the legs to fall to the right. Gaze across left shoulder. Grounding through left foot, just sending the knee away from you. If you prefer to have the left knee just falling toward the wood, just experiencing the twist without the hip opening, then that's also an option for you. And then coming back up to center. Uncross the legs. Just place the hands behind the backs of the thighs, knees are bent, rock up and down your spine from the nape of the neck to the tailbone. Give yourself 2 to 3 rocks, massaging the length of your spine so that you can come up to sit and turn around and just come into tabletop. So crown of the head toward the front of the room, tailbone toward the back of the room. Shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees. Hands are shoulder width apart, your knees are hip width apart. So just taking a moment here to look down at your hands. Really important to spread the fingers. The thumb doesn't come as far away from index as possible, but halfway. And then ground into index and thumb, knuckles particularly. Great. Micro bend in the elbows. And then we're going to send the chest forward toward the front of the room through the arms as we look up, as well as taking tailbone up towards ceiling. Inhaling. And then we're going to round through the back, pressing up between shoulder blades as we exhale, cat-cow. Rounding back, press up between shoulder blades. And then we inhale, look forward, and then gaze up, reaching tailbone up, sending chest between arms, soft forehead. And exhale, pressing down into hands, rounding up through the back. One more time with breath. Inhale, looking up, sending the chest forward, tailbone reaching up. And then exhale, press up between shoulder blades by pressing down into hands. And then coming back to center. Great. Allow your tailbone to come to your heels, child's pose, knees wide, big toes touch. So setting up for downward dog. Let the forehead come to the mat. If you don't have very much space in front of you on the mat, you can move your body back toward the back of the mat, so you have plenty of space to extend your arms. Begin to crawl your fingertips toward the front of your mat so that both arms get really long, and left and right side body begin to lengthen and grow out of the waist. Getting strong in the hands and the arms, press down into the surface of the hands and the knuckles, and feel forearms lifting away from the mat. Inhale, curl toes under. Exhale, press up, downward dog. Straightening legs, keeping the distance between hands and feet if that feels okay for you. If it feels too long, maybe walking the feet forward slightly. And then you can bicycle the legs, bending right leg, straightening left leg, pressing through left sit bone, and then switching. So just taking this movement back and forth, working out any kinks that you might feel in the body. First downward dog of the day, maybe swaying the hips left and right like a pendulum if that feels good. If you prefer to remain still and just breathe space into the body, then you can remain still. And then all together, we're going to inhale forward to plank, and we're going to hold. Shoulders over wrists. Micro bend in the elbows. Hug navel and ribs into the body to engage your core. And think of spinning inner thighs up toward the ceiling to engage the legs. If your hips are sinking at all, you could lower your knees. And if you do lower your knees, just draw the hips forward. So whether your knees are up or down, your body is in a long straight line. 2 more breaths here. Press up between shoulder blades. Take an inhale and then exhale, down dog. And all together we inhale forward, plank. So if you're keeping the knees up, keep them up. We're going to take chaturanga push-ups, strengthening arms. So lowering the knees if you need to, sending the hips forward so that you're in a straight line from backs of knees all the way to crown of head. We're going to lower halfway, elbows pointing to the back of the room, and then we're going to press back up, inhale, plank. 4 more like this. Exhale to lower, work with breath, keep the knees down the whole time if they're down. Inhale to plank. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale, plank. This time lower all the way down on a count of 4. Exhaling. 4, 3, 2. Coming to the abdomen for 1. Uncurl back toes. Taking cobra, low back bend. Just peeling shoulders and chest away from mat. Keep the back of your neck long by looking just toward the floor in front of your mat. So getting rid of any wrinkles that are created in the back of the neck, elongating all the way down back body. Floating hands up away from mat, begin to feel the muscles of the back engage. You can stay right here, or you can follow me and interlace fingers behind your back. Webbing of the fingers moving away from you toward your heels. Peeling shoulders and chest even higher. Third option, maybe lifting feet away from the mat. Holding for 3 breaths, wherever you are. And we release, coming down out of the back bend, hands return in line with shoulders. Slide your thumbs back in line with your nipples, press down into the tops of your feet. So shoelace side of the feet, so firmly that your knees lift and your thighs lift. Begin to straighten your arms, upward dog. So straightening the arms, shoulders and chest peel. And as you press down into the feet, knees, thighs, and pelvis lift. Roll shoulders back, gazing up, soft forehead. Taking an inhale here and tuck chin to chest. Exhale, curl toes under, press hips back, downward dog. Feet are hip width, hands are shoulder width. Just finding the alignment of your downward dog. The option of lowering the knees or taking cobra if you'd like. You'll inhale forward to plank. Lower the knees now if you're going to. Exhale, lower halfway chaturanga. Flip to the tops of the feet. Inhaling up dog. You could maintain cobra and knees down for your vinyasa or knees up. Curl your toes, tuck your chin to your chest, and send the hips back, downward dog, exhaling. One more time, we inhale, forward plank. Knees up or down, your choice. Exhale, halfway, chaturanga if you're coming to upward dog, or all the way down for cobra. Flip to tops of feet, and take your back bend, rolling shoulders back. Curl your toes, send your hips back, exhaling, downward dog. And then you can either jump forward or walk forward. If you're jumping, bend the knees, lift the heels, look forward, jump, land lightly, feet between hands. Or you can look forward and walk or step. Pressing into the shins, look forward, lift halfway. Exhale, fold, melting over legs. We'll do this 2 more times. Pressing into shins or mat, supporting hands, lift halfway. Exhale, fold, melting over legs. Releasing head, sides of neck, get soft. Last time, inhale, lengthen. And exhale to fold. Strong legs coming up to stand. Inhale, arms sweeping up toward the ceiling, shoulders are soft. And then hands come through heart center, exhale. Tadasana at the top of your mat, so stepping forward. If you're not already there, toes are together, your heels are apart, palms toward the front of the room. Surya Namaskar 8, all together we inhale, extend arms up toward the ceiling, and dive forward as you exhale, melting over legs. Pressing into shins or mat, inhale, lengthen. And then plant your hands, you can step back to plank or jump, chaturanga. Lowering, finish your exhale. Coming to your back bend, cobra or upward dog, tops of feet pressing down, rolling shoulders back. Curl your toes, send your hips back, tuck the chin, downward dog, exhaling. Take a deep breath here, inhale. And then look forward, walk, step, or jump your feet to the top of your mat as you exhale. Pressing into shins or mat, lifting halfway, inhale. And then exhale, fold, melting over legs. Inhale, arms sweep up. And then hands come through heart center, exhale. Tadasana, mountain pose. Again, Surya Namaskar A, inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, fold, diving forward over legs. Inhale, lengthening, lifting halfway. And then planting hands, you can step back, you can jump back and lower chaturanga. Full exhale without rushing it. Coming to your back bend, cobra or upward dog. Pressing into tops of feet, rolling shoulders back. Curl your toes, send your hips back, tucking chin, exhale, downward dog. Deep inhale. Exhale, bending knees, lifting heels, look forward, jump, step, or walk to the top of the mat. Inhale, lifting halfway. Exhale to fold. Inhale, arms sweeping up. This time we come right back down, diving forward, exhale. Pressing into shins or mat, look forward. Planting hands, step back or jump back. Chaturanga. And then cobra or upward dog, inhaling. Curl your toes, send your hips back, tucking chin to chest, exhale. Taking an inhale here. And then exhale, bending knees, lifting heels, look forward. You can jump, step, or walk your feet to the top of the mat. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale to fold. Inhaling, arms sweep up. And then we come right back down. Exhale, fold, diving over legs. Lifting halfway, inhale. And then planting hands, stepping back or jumping back. Lower chaturanga, full exhale. Back bend, cobra or up dog. Inhale. And then curl your toes, send your hips back. Exhale, downward dog, hold. Three-legged dog, lifting right leg up. So inhale, kick your right leg up. And flex the foot. So instead of opening the hip, we point the toes down toward the floor. And think of wrapping right inner thigh up toward the ceiling, which is going to keep both of your hips in line with one another. So you should feel a nice fire in the left hip. We're going to sink the left heel down toward the mat, just like we do in downward dog. So everything is the same in the rest of your body for downward dog, except now we lift a leg. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, knee to nose, coming forward into plank, and hold. Maybe you can tap the nose, tuck tailbone under, hug navel and ribs in. You lift the knee even higher toward your torso. And then we kick the leg back up. Inhale. Exhale, knee to right elbow, tapping right elbow, and hold. Maybe you can tap the elbow, hug navel and ribs in. You could bend the arm and put the knee on top of the elbow for 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, kick back up, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee across the body to left elbow. Hold here, or you can extend your right leg toward the left side of the room. And once the leg is straight, you could use the inner thigh to keep the foot floating up away from the floor. For 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, kick the leg back up. Hold it up, exhale. Your choice, one-legged flow or put the foot down for two-legged. Inhale, forward plank. Exhale, lower chaturanga. Put the foot down if it's up. Inhale, upward dog. Curl your toes, send your hips back, downward dog. Hold and down dog. So throughout the class, I'll suggest one-legged flows. If you'd like to take them, you can take them. If not, just put both feet down. Inhale, lift left leg up, three-legged dog. Everything else remains the same. So we press energetically through the back foot, so through the left heel. Pressing so much into that heel that it feels as though your spine is getting longer. And sinking right heel. Deep inhale. And deep exhale, knee to nose, coming forward, shoulders over the wrists. Pressing up between shoulder blades, tucking tailbone. Can you pull that knee even closer to your torso for 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, keep the leg back up. Exhale, knee to left elbow, tapping elbow, variation 1, hold. Variation 2, you could take chaturanga arms and then stack that left leg on top of your left tricep. Holding here for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, picking up. Knee across the body to right elbow. Tap and hold, or take the challenge, maybe variation 2, straightening left leg out toward the right side of the room, and then keep it up off the floor using your inner thigh for 3, 2, and 1. Kick back up, three-legged dog. Inhale, hold, exhale. Maybe one-legged flow, maybe not. Inhale, forward plank. Exhale, lower chaturanga. If the foot is up, put it down. Inhale, upward dog. Curling your toes, send your hips back, downward dog. Deep inhale, deep exhale. And then we bend the knees, lift the heels, look forward, jump, walk or step to the top of your mat. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale to fold, melting over legs. Inhaling, arms sweep up. And then dive right back down. Exhale, fold. So keeping the breath long. Inhale, lifting halfway, gazing forward. Planting hands, step back or jump back, and lower chaturanga. Either taking cobra or upward dog, inhaling. Curl your toes, send your hips back, exhale, downward dog, hold. Again, you lift right leg up, inhaling, three-legged dog. Let's open the hip, turning the toes toward the right side of the room. So you could stop here with a straight leg, or you could bend the knee and take right heel to left hip, and then keep sending the knee up high as you allow the foot to move closer to the floor. So the knee is working toward being the highest point on the body. So as the hip opens, can you keep your underarms square with the mat? Shoulders square. Holding here. And then we take a deep inhale, and again we exhale knee to nose, rounding the back, tucking tailbone. Inhale, kick right leg back up. Exhale, knee to right elbow. Maybe chaturanga arms and stack the knee on top of the tricep. And then inhale, kick back up. Right knee across the body to the left elbow. And everybody's going to extend the leg out. You could keep the foot up, or you could stack it down on or put the foot down on the wood rather. And then roll to the inside of the left foot. Ground through your right hand, and everybody reach left fingertips up towards ceiling. Deep inhale. Look down at the mat, plant the hands, come back through to your three-legged dog. Inhale. Hold for the exhale. Your choice, one-legged flow or put the foot down, plank. Exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale into upward dog or cobra. Curl toes, send hips back, downward dog. Three-legged dog, left foot lifts. Inhale. Open the hip, turning toes toward left side of the room. And then you could bend the knee, take your left heel to your right hip, send the knee up high toward the ceiling as you lower the foot down toward the floor. Squaring the shoulders with the mat. Deep inhale here. Exhale, knee to nose, coming forward, shoulders over wrists. Inhale, kick the foot back up. Exhale, knee to left elbow. Again, if you want to take chaturanga arms and put the knee on the tricep, kick the leg back up, inhale, three-legged dog, and then the knee comes across to right elbow. So we all extend the leg toward the right side of the room, grounding the foot roll to the inside of your right foot, ground into left hand, reach right fingertips up. Deep inhale, look down at the mat, plant the hand. Left foot comes back up, three-legged dog, inhale. Hold as you exhale. One-legged flow, maybe inhale, forward plank. Otherwise the foot's down. Exhale, lower chaturanga. Cobra or upward dog, inhaling. And then curl your toes, send your hips back, downward dog. Taking 3 breaths here, deep inhale, deep exhale. Child's pose is always available to you if you need to come down to the mat and reconnect with breath. One more breath. And then we bend the knees, lift the heels, look forward, jump, step, or walk to the top of your mat. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale to fold. Inhale, arms sweep up. And then we come right back down. Exhale, diving over legs. Inhale, lift halfway. And then plant your hands, step back or jump back, lowering chaturanga. Inhaling, upward dog. Curl your toes, send your hips back, downward dog. So last variation, we're going to lift the right leg up for three-legged dog, and we're going to open the hip. So you can keep the straight leg variation 1, turning right toes toward the right side of the room. Variation 2, you can bend the knee and take the right heel to the left hip. Variation 3, you're going to flip your dog, so you can look underneath your left underarm toward your right foot, and allow your right foot to fall toward the wood. Any takers? So the foot comes down, pressing into the feet, turn the toes toward the back of the room, and then lifting hips up, fingertips toward the front of the room. Great, look back down at the mat. Knee to nose. Inhale, kick back up. Exhale, knee to right elbow. You can stack the knee on top or not. Inhale, kick back up. Exhale, right knee to left elbow. Again, extend the leg. Come to the outside of the right foot, inside of the left foot, reaching arms up. 1, inhale. Look down, plant the hands, sweep back into three-legged dog, right leg lifts. Hold for the exhale. One-legged flow or not, inhale, forward plank. Exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhaling up dog. Curl toes, send hips back, downward dog. Lifting the left leg up, three-legged dog, open the hip, turn the left toes to the left side of the room. Straight leg, variation 1. Variation 2, bend the knee, taking left heel to right hip, sending the knee up high as you lower the foot. Third option, we look underneath the right underarm and watch the foot as it comes down to the floor behind us, and we pivot all 10 toes toward the back wall. Press into the feet, lift the hips up, and then looking down, coming back through into three-legged dog. Inhaling, exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, kick the leg back up. Exhale, knee to left elbow. Inhale, kick back up. Exhale, knee to right elbow. Extend the leg from the outside of your left foot, inside of your right foot. Grounding through left hand, reach right fingertips up, Deep inhale, and then looking down, plant the hands, send the left foot back, three-legged dog. Inhaling, hold as you exhale. One-legged flow, or put both feet down. Plank, inhaling. Exhale, lower chaturanga. Cobra or upward dog, inhale. Curl toes, send the hips back, exhale, down dog, 3 breaths. Deep inhale, exhale, 1. Inhale, exhale, 2. Inhale, exhale, 3, hold downward dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up, so returning to downward dog if you're joining. If child's pose feels good to you, you can always hold child's pose and connect with breath. Right foot lifts, inhale, look between the hands, sweep right foot forward as you exhale. High lunge, fingertips sweep up towards ceiling alongside ears. Always the option of lowering the knee in your lunge. If you'd like to create more space along the front of the left leg, if you're looking for a strengthening pose for the legs, lifting the knee up. Bend a little bit deeper into the front knee. And allow your shoulders to soften down away from ears. Gaze is steady down tip of nose. So notice when your eyes wander, sometimes your mind begins to wander. So can you stay focused on breath? Feeling inhales and exhales. Hug navel and ribs in, feeling your abdomen engage. Sweep runner's lunge on your exhale, crown of the head dives forward, fingertips sweeping back, palms down. Press shoulder blades into back ribs, feeling collarbones widen. And keeping the thigh and the abdomen separated by engaging core. So instead of leaning onto the front thigh, hug your navel and ribs in. And then inhaling, reaching fingertips up back to your high lunge. Hands come through, heart center prayer. Crown of the head again moves forward, inhale. Exhale, twist, placing the elbow to the outside of the right thigh. So you could have your knee down here, you could keep it down, or you could put it down to set up the twist if you're feeling uneasy or you're not balancing very well today. Lower the knee, twist, and then you can keep it down, or when you feel grounded, curl back toe, lifting back leg up. You could take this twist deeper if it's part of your practice, opening the arms, moving into a bind for 3 breaths, wherever you are. We're going to come back to a high lunge, untwisting, arms extending towards ceiling alongside ears, taking a deep inhale, and then we plant the hands on the exhale and step back to plank. If you're looking for added fire, one leg and right leg lifts, or keep both feet down, exhale, lower chaturanga, upward dog or cobra, inhaling, and then curl your toes and send your hips back, downward dog. Inhale, lifting left leg up, sweeping left foot between hands, exhale, inhale, arms extend towards ceiling, high lunge. Again, option of lowering back knee to create space in the front of your right leg. So if you took it on the other side, maybe balancing both sides unless you're working with an injury. Shoulders melting down the back. And we hug navel and ribs in, engaging the core. Inhale, runner's lunge, diving forward, exhaling. Arms extending alongside body toward the back of the room. Crown of head, diving forward, long line from the back heel, all the way to the crown. Keep engaging the core, hugging navel and ribs in. Inhale to high lunge. Hands come through prayer. Crown of the head reaches forward. You can lower the back knee if you need to while setting up twist. And then you exhale, right elbow to the outside of left thigh. With each inhale, spine getting longer, growing from waist. Every exhale, twisting deeper, hollowing the low belly, feeling the twist coming from the ribs. If the back knee is grounded and you want more fire in the legs, you could curl the back toe under and lift the leg, or keep it down. Opening arms or working toward bind, 3 breaths. If that's part of your practice. And then make our way back to a high lunge. Inhale. Exhale, planting hands. Step back to plank. Maybe one-legged flow, lifting left leg, or keep both feet grounded, lowering chaturanga. Cobra or upward dog, inhaling. Curling your toes, send your hips back, downward dog. 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale, 1, sinking heels. Inhale. Exhale, 2, feel shins pressing back into calves. Inhale. Exhale, 3, bend the knees, lift the heels, look forward, step, jump, or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms sweep up. And hands come through heart center, exhaling. Arms by your side, Tadasana. Close your eyes, take a deep inhale through your nostrils. Out of your mouth, exhale. Closing the mouth, breathing again through the nostrils, open your eyes. So we're going to move through those poses again, linking breath and movement. So if you've forgotten them, don't worry, I'll cue them. So 1 breath per movement. So the notion here is to create a moving meditation. So keeping inhales and exhales as long as possible so that you can spend more time in each pose. So altogether we exhale the air from the body. And then we inhale, sweep arms up. Exhale, dive forward. Pressing into the shins or the mat, lift halfway. And then planting hands, you can step back or jump back and lower, chaturanga. Cobra or upward dog, inhaling. And then curl toes and send hips back, downward dog. Inhale, lift right leg up. And then sweep the foot forward, exhaling, plant the foot. Inhale, arms extend, high lunge. Runner's lunge, exhale, dive forward. Inhale, back to high lunge. Hands come through heart center, exhale, twist. We're going to hold the twist as you inhale. Hold as you exhale, twist deeper. Inhale, back to high lunge. And then exhale, plant your hands. Step back to plank, inhaling, maybe one-legged, your choice. Exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And then curl your toes and send your hips back, downward dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, sweep the foot forward. Inhale, high lunge, fingertips extending. Exhale, runner's lunge. Crown of head moves forward toward the front of the room. Inhale, high lunge. Hands come through heart center. Exhale, twist. Hook the elbow across the thigh. Hold as you inhale. Hold as you exhale, twisting deeper. Inhale, back to high lunge. And then exhale, plant the hands, step back to plank, taking an inhale, maybe lifting left leg up, one-legged flow. Exhale, lower chaturanga. Upward dog or cobra, inhale. And then curl toes, send hips back, downward dog. Holding here, deep inhale. And exhale. Second breath, inhale. Exhale. And we inhale. Exhale, lift heels, bend knees, look forward, walk, step, or jump to the top of the mat. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale to fold. Inhale, arms sweep up. And then folding forward right away, exhale. Inhale, lift halfway. And then you can step back or jump back, chaturanga. Inhaling, upward dog. Curling your toes, send your hips back, downward dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Sweep the foot forward, exhale. Inhale, high lunge, 1 breath. On the exhale, open warrior 2. Moving back foot parallel to the back edge of the mat. Bending deep into front knee. Gazing along front fingertips. So the front heel is intersecting the arch of the back foot. Front knee right over ankle, and shoulders stacked over hips. Turning front palm up. Reverse warrior, back hand comes down, back leg, right fingertips reaching up and over, so feeling a side bend. Long from right fingertips all the way down to right hip. Option, you could bind the left arm, wrapping it around low back to grab right hip crease. If you take the bind, use the bind to roll left shoulder away from left collarbone. One more inhale here. Come back to warrior 2. Exhale. Straightening front leg, Trikonasana. Triangle pose, right fingertips move forward to the front of the rim, left hip back. And then the right hand comes down onto the leg, left fingertips extend, gazing up past fingertips towards ceiling. This creates any tension in the neck, always the option of looking down. And looking down at the front leg, bend the knee. Bring yourself back into warrior 2. Inhaling. And then windmill the arms, exhale, plant the hands. Step back to plank, take an inhale. Exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Curl in your toes, send your hips back, downward dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Sweep it forward, exhaling. Inhale, high lunge. Open warrior 2, exhale. So just pivoting the back foot, so you line the outer edge of the back foot with the back edge of your mat, and turning your toes in a little bit more narrow than your heel. Round into the outside of the back foot as you bend deeper into front knee. Gazing long fingertips, can you keep the eyes steady? The breath long, just feeling the power of warrior 2. Feeling the strength in the legs. Turning front palm up, reversing warrior. Reaching left fingertips up and over. Backhand raises the back leg just lightly, so try not to sink your weight into the leg, and maybe that right arm comes around low back and grabs left hip crease. If you hook the hip crease, rolling right shoulder away from the right collarbone. And although left fingertips are reaching, can left shoulder soften away from the ear. Moving back into warrior 2. Setting up for triangle pose, straightening your front leg, reaching your left fingertips forward, right hip back, and then pivoting the hand down onto the shin, right fingertips extend toward the ceiling. It's okay for the neck, looking up beyond right fingertips. If it creates tension in the neck, feel free to look down. Maybe leaning the torso just an inch back in space so that the torso is in line with the front leg, like you're between 2 panes of glass. And then looking down, bending front knee, warrior 2, inhale, bringing the arms back up shoulder height. And then exhale, wiggle the arms, plant the hands, step back to plank. Taking a deep inhale, and deep exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. And then send the hips back, downward dog. Inhale here, lift the heels, bend the knees, exhale, look forward, jump in lightly at the top of the mat. Inhale to lift halfway, exhale to fold. Inhale, arms sweep up, and then hands come through heart center, exhale. Tadasana, arms by your side, toes together, heels apart. Eyes are closed, take a deep inhale through your nose, out of your mouth, exhale. And closing mouth, breathing through nostrils. So we're again going to link breath and movement with the warrior series that we just did. So opening your eyes. Inhale, arms extend toward the ceiling. Exhale, dive forward, folding over legs. Pressing into shins or mat, supporting hands look forward halfway. And then planting hands, step back or jump back, chaturanga. Exhaling, cobra or up dog, inhale. And curl your toes and send your hips back, downward dog. Right away we inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, sweep the foot forward. Inhale, high lunge. Open warrior 2, exhale. Inhale, reverse. And then as you come through, straighten the front leg. Exhale, Trikonasana, hand to the shin, left fingertips extending. Look down, come back to warrior 2, inhale. Windmill the arms, exhale, plant the hands. Step back to plank, and then lower chaturanga, exhale. Inhaling, upward dog. Curl your toes, send your hips back, downward dog. Inhale, right away, left leg lifts up. Sweep the foot forward, exhale. Inhale, high lunge. Open warrior 2, exhale. Reverse warrior, inhale. Trikonasana, exhale, coming right through, hand to shin, right fingertips extending. Warrior 2, inhale, bend the knee. Exhale, plant the hands. Step back to plank, inhaling, and lower chaturanga. Cobra or upward dog, inhale. And then curl your toes and send your hips back, downward dog, exhale. Bend the knees, lift the heels, look forward, jump, step, or walk to the top of the mat. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale to fold. Inhale, arms sweep up, and hands come through heart center. Tadasana, closing eyes again, just reconnecting with breath. So the grand finale, putting everything together, creating a long dancing warrior, a moving meditation. So find a long inhale and long exhale here that will support you as you move through the poses, through the lunges and then through the warriors. Opening your eyes, all together we inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, lift halfway, and then plant your hands. You can step back or jump back. Lower chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Curl your toes, send your hips back, downward dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Sweep the foot forward, exhale. Inhale, high lunge. Runner's lunge, exhale. Inhale, high lunge. Hands come through prayer, exhale, twist. Hold for the inhale. Hold for the exhale. Inhale, high lunge. Warrior two, exhale. Inhale, reverse. Come right to Trikonasana, exhale. Inhale, warrior two. Windmill the arms, exhale, plant the hands, step back to plank, hold. Take an inhale, exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale, downward dog or cobra. Curl your toes and send your hips back, downward dog. Right away, left leg lifts, inhale. Sweep the foot forward, exhale, plant the foot. Inhale, high lunge. Runner's lunge, exhale. Inhale, high lunge. Taking the twist, hands come through center, exhale. Hold, inhale. Hold for the exhale. Inhale, high lunge. Open warrior two, exhale. Reverse inhale. Right to Trikonasana, exhale. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, windmill arms, plant hands, step back to plank. Hold, inhale. Lower chaturanga, exhale. Cobra or upward dog, inhale. Curl the toes, send the hips back. Downward dog, exhale. 3 breaths here. You can bicycle the legs. You could always take child's pose if that's going to allow you to connect with breath more effectively. You could remain still in downward dog. So when you're ready, coming back to down dog, if you need a moment in child's pose, feel free to take it. We're going to jump to the top of the mat, step or hop, so look forward, make your way to the top of the mat, inhale, lifting halfway, exhale to fold, inhaling, arms sweep up, and then hands come through heart center, exhale. So after all of that moving and sweating, we're going to come into tree. So you're going to ground into your left foot, and you'll take your right foot either to your ankle, your calf, or up into the inner thigh, avoiding the knee. Hands begin in prayer, and find a drishti point, so something that you can look at that isn't going to move, maybe something on the floor or something in front of you, and keep your eyes locked on that point. Keeping breath steady. If you'd like, you could extend fingertips up towards ceiling. You could take reverse prayer. Hands are extended, bringing them back into prayer. Drawing the knee toward the front of the room and then placing the foot back down. Arms by your side, Tadasana. Closing eyes. Finding a moment of stillness. And opening the eyes, we'll take tree on the other side. So left foot, take the same variation. So either foot to the ankle, foot to the calf, or foot to the inner thigh, avoiding knee again. And then hands begin in prayer. The option of extending the arms alongside ears, or again, reverse prayer, opposite elbows behind your back. Hands coming back to prayer, drawing the knee toward the front of the room, and then placing left foot down, toes together, heels apart, arms by your side, Tadasana. Let's make our way down to the mat. Inhale, arms sweep up, diving forward, exhale, fold. Pressing into shins your mat, inhale, lift halfway, and then planting your hands, step back to plank, and lower chaturanga. Cobra or upward dog, and then curl your toes and send your hips back, downward dog. So we're moving into pigeon, so if you have a knee injury or you feel anything in the knee once you come in, thread the needle is the alternative. So lifting right knee comes behind right wrist. Moving right shin toward the top of the mat, uncurl back toes, and allow the back leg to come down to the mat. And you can either stay up on forearms if you have blocks or bolsters. You could elevate your forearms, finding somewhere between straight arms and forearms on the mat, or you could come all the way down. So we thread the needle just the way we started. Right ankle over left thigh, interlacing fingers around the back of left thigh or left shin, and drawing the legs close. Your arm variation serves your practice. So straight arms, forearms supported by blocks or bolsters, or stacked fists or hands supporting forehead. Pigeon pressing up to sit. Thread the needle, remain where you are on your back, but you can uncross your legs. Pigeon pressing up, roll onto left hip, swing right leg out in front of you, find yourself seated, and then roll down onto your backs. So everyone's setting up for bridge. So just lying on your backs, we'll take a back bend before we finish our practice. So your knees are bent, pressing your feet down into the mat, lifting the hips up toward the ceiling, and walking your hands underneath you in the space that's being created between the back and the mat. So you'll interlace your fingers and then press from the wrists to the shoulders down into the mat, and feel your chest rounding toward your chin, keeping your gaze up toward the ceiling, engaging the inner thighs to keep the knees together hip width instead of lying them too splay open. Long, steady breaths. And moving the arms out from beneath you, and begin to roll down. Great. Take your arms out into a T, shift your hips to the left, and just allow your knees to drop to the right, gazing across left fingertips. Taking a deep inhale, and deep exhale. Inhale, knees back up to center. Shifting hips to the right, drop your knees to the left, gazing across right fingertips. Take deep inhale, and deep exhale. Coming back up to center, draw your knees in toward your chest, wrap your arms around your legs, just compressing yourself into a tiny little package, forehead to knees, compressing front body, squeezing on the inhale, and then open into Shavasana, corpse pose, exhaling. So returning to this pose just the way we began, toes rolling out, arms by your sides, far enough away from the body, air can circulate into your underarms and begin to cool the body. Open and close your jaw a couple of times, allowing lips to be soft and fall apart. Unfurrowing the brow, allowing eyes to roll to the back of your head. Surrendering here into stillness for as long as you need to absorb your practice and to enjoy the relaxation after your practice. When you do get up, just getting up gently, allowing yourself some time to adjust to movement. Thank you so much for sharing your practice. Namaste.